And welcome to this review for the week of the 25th of March. Now this is the 27th of March, this is being filmed on Monday as usual, but I do need to stress some things before we start. First off, because of time constraints this weekend I have been unable to prepare all of my notes for this video. Therefore we will only be covering the Premier Division, League 1 and League 2 in this video, and during the week we will produce another video for the reserve divisions and also all Cup. So without further ado, let's get into this video and we'll start in the Premier Division where Whaley Bridge remain top of the table and have now increased their gap to 10 points. They defeated Wythenshawe Town this weekend, who were sat in second and are still sat in second. It was a joyous return from long-term injury for Bill Sutton, who picked up a brace in the game for the Derbyshire side, and Bridge captain Rob Newton got the other goal for Whaley Bridge in that game. In another of the Premier Division's biggest games this weekend, Line Attack Cheadle Heath Nomads defeated Knutsford at Manchester Road. They won by 2-1, their goals coming through Ashley Harrison and Cale Power. Denton Town dominated Tameside as they defeated Rudheath Social by 6-0. 3 braces for Denton players in this game: Gavin Salmon, Stephen Yarwood and Tom Murray with the braces in the game for the home side. Poynton defeated Malpass to move within 4 points of Altrincham reserves above them. This was a game that saw Poynton take the lead, Malpass come back and equalise, and then Poynton in the last 9 minutes of the game were able to pull one back and make it 2-1 to take home all 3 points. Garswood United moved off the bottom of the Premier Division with their victory over Greenall's Padgate St Oswald's. They leapfrogged Style, who lost this weekend to Congleton Vale, which now means that the gap at the bottom of the table has shrunk just a tad for those teams at the bottom, and Rudheath Social, Greenall's, Padgate St Oswald's, Rylands and Eagle Sports will all be looking out for the teams below them, as any of them could end up taking the drop this season. Speaking of Rylands and Eagle Sports, they played out a 1-1 draw in the Warrington Derby this weekend. That's all from the Premier Division, so let's move on to League 1. AFC Macclesfield defeated Grappenhall Sports at Stockport Sports Village by 3-0. Goals from Joe Kavanagh, Tom Bowie and Jay Burgess gave the home side the victory in Stockport, and now they are looking to take the league title. They have got plenty of games in hand and can move up to second should results go in their favour, and they could go top depending on how Warrington do. They didn't play this weekend, by the way. Another team that is up there, and they are in second at the moment, is Billinge. Now, they defeated FC St Helens by 2-0 this weekend. John Redmond gave the home side the lead after 25 minutes, and then 65 minutes in, it became 2-0 as Liam Bowden's strike from long distance gave the home side the advantage and made it 2-0, and therefore allowed them to keep all 3 points in this St Helens derby. Now, Cheadle Town reserves and Tarpley Victoria. This was a game coming into it that had a lot on the table, and both sides helped each other in the end, as a draw was probably the best result if both sides wanted to get something out of the game. And both sides now move off the bottom. They are no longer 15th and 16th, they are instead 14th and 15th. Bottom side are now Grappenhall Sports, due to their loss, as previously mentioned, to AFC Macclesfield. However, they are all on 10 points, and I need to stress this. This is one place in the league tables that you are going to have to keep an eye on over the next few weeks, because this could go any way. Tarpley, Cheadle and Grappenhall, all towards the bottom, all struggling. But form could be on Cheadle and Grappenhall's side. They've had some good results in the past few weeks. Grappenhall beating St Helens and Goulburn losing to Cheadle. Tarpley Victoria are the team that are stuck down there. They haven't played many league games in a while, and they have been struggling for form. So this is a real area to look out for if you want to keep an eye on the league tables this season. Dayton defeated Edgerton in another Warrington game. Now this was the game that moves Dayton into 9th in the table, ahead of the previously mentioned Goulburn Sports and Middlewich Town. Mersey Valley fell victim to a comeback victory from Halebank in their game this weekend. Dwayne Greenwood gave Mersey Valley the lead in Sale, but it wasn't long before Halebank got themselves back into the game and ended up winning by 2-1 thanks to goals from Ryan Brotherston and Daniel Wally. On to League 2, and the last division we're going to talk about today. Windle Labour. Windle Labour are still top of the division and are doing quite well for themselves. They won at third place Broadheath Central this weekend. Now, they are top, but they're only top by a point. Deva Crystleton are second, and they are just a point behind. It's going to be quite close at the top of the Division 2. In fact, all the divisions other than the Premier Division at the moment are currently pretty close at the top. Whaley have got a big gap at the top of the Premier Division, but Warrington and Windle have both got gaps that aren't massive. Billinge now just a point behind Warrington, and Deva just a point behind Windle Labour. You're going to have to keep an eye on that, and we will keep you updated in the coming weeks to let you know just how those teams are doing. Ford Motors defeated Moore United. Now, Moore United went 1 goal up in the first half, but it didn't last that long, in fairness, and Ford Motors came and took the game by 2-1. So it was a good performance, good comeback there from Ford Motors. And finally, another comeback victory, Winstanley Warriors. Now, they defeated Orford. At the start of the week, on Thursday, when we did our fixtures, and we put them on Twitter, Orford made a point, and we mentioned in one of our tweets that Orford were title challengers, and this probably came as a shock to some people looking at the league positions. But Orford were in 7th with a number of games in hand and could have caught the leaders in the same way Poynton are in the Premier Division. They're within a certain gap, and they could probably, if they push for it and get some wins on the board in their games in hand, they could probably challenge the league leaders. Now, this was handed a blow this weekend, as Winstanley Warriors defeated Orford by 4-1. Orford, in fact, went 1 goal up, but it wasn't. After that, it was Winstanley Warriors who took the game. Now, I apologise, we're going to go quickly through this. We've got a lot to get through, and we are working on this behind us, the new backgrounds. They're going to take a little longer to process, so we're just using this video to test our new features, and thus it's been a little rush just to shorten the render time. As of next week, and we've got a few cup finals coming up, so we're going to have some adverts for those. Yes, we're going to be all fancy and have some adverts. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. I've rambled on quite a bit now, but thank you very much for watching. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media. They're linked below, and we'll keep you up to date with all the cup finals and the bottom of League One, the top of League One. In fact, all the divisions that are all very close to each other. You want to keep an eye out on full time on our website and on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching. I've been James Gill, your press officer. Bye bye.